It's the Hotch Potch Launch Party, Volume 3, Issue 1.
Yeah. So welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have all of you here with us today.
We're Hotch Potch Literature and Art. I'm Gail Marlene Schwartz. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a writer and contributing editor with the magazine.
And I'm Marco, he, him, or not late for dinner. And when I'm not playing ukulele, I'm also a writer and contributing editor for Hotch Potch.
And this is actually our fifth issue, which is pretty exciting. And we're definitely we're feeling like we're not newbies anymore, which is a very, very nice place for a new magazine to be, to kind of sense that we're heading into our, I wouldn't say young childhood, but maybe at least our toddler years. And that's it's a great pleasure to feel the freshness of the newness, but also like we've got some of our routines underway and we've got a rhythm and we've got a really amazing team. So we're very, very proud of what this particular fabulous group of writers and artists has created together.
Yuppers. And our magazine has a particular focus, and that is collaboration. We got together during the pandemic and we formed a collective.
And we wanted our mission statement, when we were working on our mission statement, to, as editors will often say to writers, to show, not tell. Hey, Marco, should we read the mission statement to these nice people?
And that depends on whether you're going to give out the virtual snacks first.
Oh, actually, I think that's supposed to come later.
Okay, well then, that's the price we have to pay to wait. Okay, here goes. We are a quilt. Well, sorry, we are a stew, a quilt, a jam band, chaos, dexterity, precipice, concocting, hatching, dazzling, a bunch of bitchy buds, wacky whizzes, sprightly spectators. We long to belong.
As a collective, we want to discover, delight, differentiate. We want to provoke and we want to unify. We collaborate to share stories and images, to experience what it means to create together, to redefine and expand our own creative processes. We make art to share with curious fellow travelers like you.
And our process is a little different from other lit mags. And again, our focus is on collaboration.
So what we do is we start with images that are provided by our guest artists whom we invite. And for this issue, those artists are particularly fabulous. Stephanie Snyder, Alexandra Bottinelli, Shane Allison, and Katie O'Rourke. By
And then our writers wrote stories inspired by the images from our great artists. And after the writers got their stories in, our art director, Aaron, yay, created images in response to these stories. So it's a real conversation between the artists and the writers, and hence collaboration.
And that is your cue to cheer, audience. And to cheer, what you can do is to use those handy dandy. You can clap if you want. That's always great. But you can also use the handy dandy symbols at the bottom of your screen. Also, if you sometimes if you go like that, you can make Zoom. You kind of force Zoom
I'm
to
not doing it
really
tonight.
full
Yeah.
screen. Sometimes it
You
does.
can snap your fingers like the old school poetry slam guys, like me, really old.
Yeah.
Hey, Gail, don't you think asking the audience to cheer is taking poetic license just a little too far?
Marco, don't ever forget, Hotch Potch is a magazine dedicated to fiction in all of its glory.
Uh-huh. And on that note, we'd like to take just a brief moment for introductions. We'll invite each contributor to share their name, pronouns, where you live, and your favorite part of the writing process.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to Drew. Would you like to go?
Sure, sure. Thanks for having me here. Drew Milford, he, him. Yeah, really excited to be a part of this. It was really great to be writing something based off the image. I mean, great art, wonderful art. Um, I think my favorite part of being creative is probably just creating something out of, one's imagination. And I think that that's, what's great about both the visual arts and writing. Um, so it's just obviously visual arts sometimes mix your imagination with what you're seeing. So it was kind of cool to have the writing arts be based off of a prompt that way. So it was really fun.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew.
No problem.
And Gail Farnsworth? Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Hey. Um, yeah, I'm from Bozeman, Montana, not originally, from the Midwest originally. She, her. And my favorite aspect of writing, well, there are many, but rewriting is really one of my very favorites because you get deeper and deeper into your characters. The story expands. It's a very exciting time for me. That's what I really enjoy.
Fantastic. Thank you. Doug Hawley? Doug is calling in his tech director for
I was
assistance.
trying to do this with a mouse pad, but the mouse pad slipped. Doug Hawley from Lake Oswego, Oregon, USA, just a little south of Portland, Oregon. Everything is easy writing for me except finding a plot. Once I've got a plot, the rest just flows as filling in the dots. Uh, I'm a former mathematician, so I have no skill, which doesn't bother me and hasn't been much of a barrier as it turns out. So get a plot, and I feel about dialogue and actors much like Hitchcock did about his actors. They were just there to tell the story. Boom.
Great. Thank you, Doug. And we're really happy to have Doug with us for
And
second.
I'm Sharon because the Facebook is under editor/wife's name. So I end up being Sharon or something. That's that's the editor, Sharon.
Editor slash tech director slash spontaneous dancer. Yes, so Sharon is joining us today too. Thomas Keith, I'm not seeing him. He had said he was going to be with us, but I guess he has not. He's not with us today. So let's actually have the contributing editors also introduce themselves, ourselves. Christine, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Christine McCallums. My pronouns are she, her. Can't remember what else we're gonna say. Oh, the favorite part of writing process. This sounds terrible, but like when it's done, like out in the world, that's my favorite. Like now, like I don't have a piece for this issue, other than like the ones I edited. So yeah, I like it when like you don't have to worry about what other revisions you need to make anymore because it's already out. That's my favorite.
That's brave. I find that brave. I get so scared when it's done. I have no control anymore.
That's true.
Heather?
Hi, I'm Heather Pagano. I'm a contributing editor and I live in California where it's actually sunny and beautiful and not baking today. So that's pretty fun. I'm a fantasy writer. So my favorite part of writing is the setting because I usually start out with the character. And it's not until the setting comes into place, whether it's like an actual fantasy world or just the rules of the world. And it's like a magical moment that just clicks. And then I know what my story is.
Terrific. I'm just seeing Adam. I didn't have you on our list, Adam, but I'm really happy to see you. And Adam is actually a guest writer, so for the second time. So why don't you introduce yourself as well? Really happy to see you.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I didn't actually say I was coming, but yeah, so Adam Swimmer, he, him. I guess my favorite part is probably just I like the idea of sort of like an image prompt, and I kind of just went with it. It was kind of, I don't know, stream of consciousness for a while until I figured out what my story actually was.
Terrific. Thank you. Mary Lynn?
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn. I write under the name of Woodreed. I'm an associate editor. And she, her. And I'm thinking my favorite, I'm kind of with Christine on this. I'm really happy when I write the last word and I know I'm finished and I'm happy with it. That's the best part. Up until that point, it's a lot of hand wringing and angst.
That's great. A friend of mine once said, I think I'm in an abusive relationship with my writing.
Exactly.
That's very funny.
Completely related.
It can be angsty. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I should have said would read, but anyway, thank you. And Felicia Strangeways?
Hello, I'm Pam Tournier, but I write under Felicia Strangeways. And your, my pronouns, or she, her. And I live just outside New York City in Riverside, Connecticut. So my favorite part of the process is looking at the prompt and doing a good lengthy free write and then cutting out like about 90% of it to find the story in there. So it's like sculpting, it's like carving away all the extraneous material and just finding what this thing is about and going from there.
You could read the latest issue of Hotch Potch at Book Funnel. Here's the link. Next up, part 2.